Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! 2025 will be a year that I know that I will never ever forget because I had the honor of meeting so many incredible fans of Descendants and Zombies who have forever been supportive of their favorite stars and these defining moments that truly have made them fans of Descendants and Zombies. Because you guys have never quit on these franchises. So as a result of you never having quit on these franchises, you guys have deserved far better commentaries and reviews when it comes to Descendants and Zombies than you've ever seen before on YouTube. And I just wanted to be that guy to create all these great videos for you, sharing with you my stories about what had made me a fan of Descendants and Zombies, how I too could draw inspiration from your favorite characters, and just because I wanted to be a part of these moments and share in these moments with each and every single one of you in a way that no other YouTube creator that has ever come before me or ever been seen have been able to do it. Because I've had a greater appreciation for this story, and if you notice anything about me, I tell these stories in a very authentic way that has separated every video that I've ever uploaded and created and edited and produced for you in a way that no other YouTube creator has ever been able to do it before, because I've gone further than any YouTube creator has ever dared to go before with these franchises. And you guys have loved this YouTube channel so much that you've made it your favorite Descendants and Zombies YouTube channel in existence. And for that, I would just like to simply say thank you so much. Because I've always believed that it's about how you can tell this story and how you can never seem to fail but to fall head over heels in love with these beautiful characters. Because if you say that you love Victor and Nova's love story, or you've loved Zed and Addison's love story from the past, there's nothing wrong with that, because I think more people than ever given credit for have fallen in love with these love stories because they could draw inspiration from how beautifully they were told. And I think each and every single one of us who may have been a fan of Zombies or Descendants past or present have had reasons for falling in love with these love stories, about how we could identify with the love stories, how we felt as if we were part of something special for at least once in our lifetime. And I think because of the contributions of Zed and Addison, they will never ever be forgotten, nor will they ever be replaced. I think that Malachi Burton and Freya Sky are going to do a fabulous job, having been given the responsibility and the distinction of carrying on the legacy of the Zombies franchise. There has never been any doubt in my mind that Zed and Addison's characters will forever and always hold a special place in our hearts, and they held a special place in our hearts for over 7 years. But I think we have an incredible 7 years to look ahead to when we talk about Freya Sky and Malachi Burton, because they fit perfectly together and they've seemingly become inseparable. And I see nothing wrong with that. So because I see nothing wrong with that, when it comes to posting reviews about your favorite Descendants and Zombies characters, these are moments that should be celebrated. These are moments that should be talked about with prestige and honor. Because every time that you push record, you may never know what you're going to say about Descendants and Zombies. God knows that I never know what I'm about to say when it comes to recording a video about Descendants and Zombies. I just speak with an open heart and an open mind and speak from the perspective of a fan. Because I believe when you speak from the perspective of a fan, you succeed every single time in touching the heart of somebody who may be watching your video out there. Because with even how big this universe seems to be, there is always a girl out there who loves Descendants and Zombies, no matter what her age, no matter what her unforeseen circumstances may be. She can relate to every video that you ever upload because she can see the passion coming from your heart that exists in hers about Descendants and Zombies. So I think one of the greatest challenges for every other YouTube creator to really understand and really take over the responsibility of having done after seeing all these ridiculous videos having been uploaded about Descendants and Zombies is trying to understand their audience and giving their audience what they want. Just recently I exceeded over 2,000 watch hours on this YouTube channel, which means that people very easily got hooked on this YouTube channel because they appreciated my content, and they came to love this YouTube channel more than any other Descendants and Zombies YouTube channel they had previously watched on YouTube. And I looked at it and perceived it as the greatest honor of my life, because I never ever thought this YouTube channel would see 3,000 subscribers, 2,000 watch hours, and almost 100,000 channel views, which is our next milestone. And I have each and every one of you to thank for that. And over this last year, we have celebrated so many significant moments, from the birthday of Ruby Rose Turner, to the birthday of Kylie Cantrell, to the premiere of Zombies 4, Dawn of the Vampires, the unforeseen success of the Worlds Collide Tour, which happened and had everything to do because of each and every one of you. Even with how many critics the Worlds Collide Tour saw in its crowds, you guys were able to outshine all the criticism that was donned towards the Worlds Collide Tour, and that was expressed in every video that may have ever been uploaded to YouTube, because there were thousands, if not millions, of videos uploaded on various video sharing websites about the Worlds Collide Tour. But you guys outshined it every single time because it had everything to do with how much you believed in these stars. I will never forget these moments where Freya Sky and Malachi Burton shined, and they knew they were about to be a part of something special and share in these moments with each and every one of you. Now, this may have had something to do with how I was always and forever a fan of Freya Skye, and I remembered her on a show called The Next Step. And I remembered Malachi Burton from Villains of Valley View, which was a show that I very easily got hooked on when it came to Disney Channel shows of this new generation. But everything seemed so perfect about their love story, and it was a love story that I forever and always believed that deserved to be told. And I think as time goes on, we are going to gain a greater appreciation for these characters, their love story, and how it's told, and we're going to fall just as much in love with them, if not more, than we ever did Zed and Addison, because unquestionably Zed and Addison held a very special place in a lot of people's hearts who were fans of Descendants of Zombies. You couldn't wait for the sequels of the Zombies franchise to be released, from Zombies 2, Zombies 3, which eventually became Zombies 4, Dawn of the Vampires by 2025, which really presented a beautiful story. Because when you think about characters like Victor and Nova, what more needs to be said? Their love story is beautiful. It's a love story that we all dreamed and wished that we could have a chance of being a part of, and have a similar love story in comparison to Victor and Nova's love story, because I think we all dream of meeting that one person we may have seen in a reoccurring dream. Lord knows that I have many times over the years. I don't know if I've ever had the chance to actually meet somebody I've seen in a reoccurring dream, but I thought this was a beautiful way to set up for new characters to first be introduced to us, because we didn't know really what quite to make of Victor and Nova, because we really didn't know that much about them. But because we didn't really know that much about them, that gave us more things to be excited about for that unforeseeable future with the Zombies franchise, because pretty much what we're watching on YouTube are people's predictions and theories about what's to happen next in the Zombies franchise, what's coming next for these characters, because the beautiful thing about them is we really don't know that much about them. So that gives way for a lot of unpredictable moments to be shared in with the development of these characters. And over the years, when we eventually do see an emotional kiss shared between these two characters, when they eventually do tell each other how much they love them, we saw it for Zed and Addison, so I don't believe there's any reason as to why we can't celebrate these moments together and see an eventful kiss between Malachi Burton and Freya Skye, because they've kissed many times off of camera, for those of you who don't know, and it gives us something to be really excited about and be very appreciative of by the time it finally happens. I don't know about you guys, but I will be very grateful and very appreciative of that first kiss they share as part of the Zombies franchise and a part of their story. Because this will be like the moment that Zed and Addison shared when they shared the final kiss of the franchise. This is what that was referred to at the top of the hill at the conclusion of Zombies 4, Dawn of the Vampires, in their final scene. Because this was a moment that had been 7 years in the making. And when it finally happened, being a fan of Zed and Addison meant so much more to us when we finally saw them say the words "I love you" to each other in the script. Because I'll be honest with each and every one of you, I was specifically watching Zombies 4, Dawn of the Vampire just to hear those words, just to hear them exchange those words, and to share that final kiss of the franchise, because it meant more to me as a fan of zombies after all these years to finally see everything come full circle, and to be more appreciative of these moments more than ever before. So when it finally happens for Malachi Burton and Freya Skye, it's going to have more meaning attached to it. She will be older, he will be older, and they will be even more appreciative of these moments they got to spend together and cheer in than perhaps ever before. Moments like shooting the Snow Angels music video, or moments like the Worlds Collide tour, will come full circle. And the thing is, when they do come full circle, we'll be more appreciative of it as fans, and we have more to look forward to in the foreseeable future that has everything to do with the Zombies franchise. I know Freya Skye is going on tour in February. She has about 28 arena dates scheduled for this tour, the Stars Align tour, which is going to focus primarily on the development of her characters and her career. And I think it's going to be a phenomenal introduction to Freya Skye as an artist, because she's just a beautiful British artist who is just trying to establish her place in the music industry, which is very difficult to do on times. Years ago, I used to be an online radio DJ, so I would play a lot of music that probably never made a whole lot of sense to a whole lot of people, and I would DJ weddings and birthday parties and anniversary specials and what have you. So I had a greater appreciation for music and really defining artists for who they truly were, like Taylor Swift and Ariana Grande, who went on to become some of the biggest megastars in history. Their net worth is truly outstanding. And I think 15 years from now, we're going to be having those same conversations about Freya Skye, because I think more of a chance is going to be taken on Freya Skye than perhaps ever before, which is something that I'm really excited about and to be a part of with each and every one of you, because having the chance to share in these moments with each and every one of you truly has really helped me define a legacy, because I've always and forever been afraid of being forgotten about. But I don't think that fear no longer exists, because I know, because of each and every one of you who have been fans of Descendants of Zombies for what feels like an eternity, I will have a chance of going down in history for having something to do with Descendants of Zombies and everything I've discussed related to Disney and Nickelodeon over the years. Because I think that more of a passion needs to be brought forth in every video that you upload about Descendants of Zombies. And you really got to understand these franchises for their true worth. Because it's one thing to upload a video with your thoughts in it about Descendants of Zombies, but when you really feel as if you were a part of something special and all these defining moments that have made us fans of Descendants of Zombies, that's what makes it all worth it in the end and every single time that you upload a video. Because I like to believe that understanding your audience is the most important thing about what it takes to upload a video about Descendants of Zombies. Because I can tell you how much of a fan I am of Freya Sky. But when you really feel the emotion and the passion that I have for an artist like Freya Sky and that you've seen me express for Kylie Cantrell, I really do believe that even with how much love and support that I show for them, it's never enough because they've seen their fair share of criticism. And we saw more than enough of that in the Worlds Collide Tour reviews that were posted this past summer. Because I think more people never really wanted to give it much of a chance than should have been given to it. Because the reality of this was, it was a beautiful tour. Regardless of how critics felt about it, you knew that you were heading out to be a part of something special with your friends and your family. Perhaps you watched this thing by yourself. I myself had to watch it on YouTube. But I had a greater appreciation for watching the tour and all the reviews that I posted because I knew I was creating something special for everybody and I had the chance to be a part of something special and share in these moments of great significance with each and every one of you. Because I've always believed that moments like these are only ever meant to happen once in a person's lifetime. So because these moments are only ever meant to happen once in a person's lifetime, they should be celebrated. They should be commended for the people who are a part of these moments. Because we created something special. Disney just presented us with a concept that was called Descendants of Zombies. We didn't know quite what to make of it. But once we responded to it, we blew it up seemingly overnight. Descendants of Zombies became a worldwide phenomenon, and more people gradually fell in love with it. And as it became more popular, Descendants of Zombies fans really could define themselves through the passion they had for collecting dolls, all the Descendants of Zombies merch that went with being a fan of Descendants of Zombies. And there were countless conversations happening over the phone every night between two best friends, in school, on your way home from school, on your way to school. I think everybody had a greater appreciation for Descendants of Zombies because everybody had a different reason for why they were a fan of Descendants of Zombies. It just wasn't one definitive reason that made you stand out for being a fan of Descendants of Zombies. And I get it. Descendants of Zombies has pretty much became a way of life for people. It's pretty much Descendants of Zombies or die. And that's pretty much why I've made the decision to dedicate the rest of my life to uploading videos about Descendants of Zombies. Because in order for one person to upload videos about Descendants of Zombies as much as this, they really got to have a greater appreciation for what it takes to be a fan. That's really defined you for being a fan of Descendants of Zombies because so many people have felt passionate about the music. So many people have felt passionate about their favorite characters. And through everything, we've celebrated these moments in these characters' lives that have brought them to the position they're in to really take over. And we have so much to be excited about in 2026. We have the upcoming release of Descendants 5 Book Wonderland. An unofficial release date has to yet to be dropped from Disney, and more teasers had to become available for us to watch on YouTube. And as we get closer to the release window of Descendants 5 Book Wonderland, it gives us more to feel intrigued about, more things to be excited about in that unforeseeable future. And for sure, over the next 7 months, people are expected to drop more predictions than ever before about what characters we'll see make their way into the franchise, from Princess and the Frog and Encanto. Because, to be honest with each and every one of you, I don't know what's going to happen from one moment to the next when it comes to a franchise like Descendants, because I think it's been more unpredictable than ever before. But I say that with so much honor and respect for your favorite characters because they've been through and seen enough. They've seen their fair share of criticism. And it's about time somebody uploaded videos about Descendants of Zombies that could really make sense of this franchise and forever and always have that same passion that's existed forever and always in your heart as a fan of Descendants of Zombies. And it's about time somebody uploaded videos with meaning and with that much heart about Descendants of Zombies, because I think that a lot of people have chosen to criticize this franchise ever before they've known anything about it. And I've just felt so honored to be a part of these franchises and to share in these moments with each and every one of you that truly have defined you for being fans of Descendants of Zombies for however long that you've been a fan of these franchises. Because I think everybody has a reason that's really brought them to these moments and really have defined them for being fans of this franchise. Because I know what it takes to be a fan of a franchise. I know what it's like to be very obsessive about things like the Power Rangers and Goosebumps and Spider-Man and Batman. Because many of you know I've been a huge Batman fan for pretty much my entire existence in this lifetime. And if there was one superhero that I forever and always idolized and was very fond in particular over, it was Batman and the Power Rangers from 1993 and beyond. I think that these characters truly have defined us for being fans, and I say this to each and every single person who has ever found time in supporting and loving Descendants of Zombies as much as what you have. There really is nothing wrong with you being a fan of Descendants of Zombies, because everything has had a truer meaning and has really defined you for being a fan of Descendants of Zombies. Perhaps you felt very passionate about that first ever duet from Freya Sky and Melika Burton. It was called Dream Come True. And I think from that very first moment we saw that music video, we knew that we were going to be a part of something special. This was really going to define us for having been a fan of zombies for however long we had been a fan of a franchise, because I could never remember a franchise having such a significant impact on my heart as it did to each and every one of you. And I think that Victor and Nova have a tremendous responsibility lying ahead for them in that unforeseeable future, because we don't know what to expect. What's inside of this vortex is a question that seems to have forever and always remained unanswered for us as fans of Descendants of Zombies. But I think as we get closer to the premiere of Zombies 5 and the premiere of Descendants Biopic Wonderland, we have forever and always deserved answers to these questions, questions that we can't seem to ever find the answers to when it comes to videos being uploaded on YouTube, because the majority of these videos pretty much are comprised of AI and previous footage that has been shot for both Descendants of Zombies. So as a result of this, we have our questions forever and always remaining unanswered, and we seem to have forever and always been kept in the dark when it comes to Descendants of Zombies, because Disney's have this way of being very secretive. And I think that no matter how many photos or videos that are leaked about Descendants of Zombies that make their way to the internet, I think that no matter how much is leaked about Descendants of Zombies, we take away a greater appreciation for this. And if things are leaked like set props and certain scenes and bloopers, we only have a greater appreciation for Descendants of Zombies, and what that creates is a lot of conversation. And as a writer and producer of Descendants of Zombies, I would be more than thrilled to see these conversations online, to hear how people feel about a certain blooper or scene that may have been leaked about Descendants of Zombies, because what you take away from it is a greater appreciation. And I think we can never have enough opportunities presented to us to have these conversations with fans, to understand how fans really feel about a love story like Victor and Nova's, which is going to see a tremendous expansion over this next 5 to 6 years, if not 7 years, like Zed and Addison's story, that have forever and always secured a special place in each and every one of our hearts. I think that Descendants of Zombies is one of the greatest love stories ever told. And I may be just saying this because I felt very passionate about Descendants of Zombies and all these moments that we've shared in together. But I think that every single time that I've ever had an opportunity to record a video about Descendants of Zombies with my thoughts in it for every fan of this franchise, you've really got to understand these fans, and I wish more YouTube creators would take the time to really understand how a fan feels about how they can't find the best videos about Descendants of Zombies, how they wish more great videos will be uploaded about this franchise, because I'm just like each and every one of you. I'm speaking from the perspective of a fan. So as a result of speaking from the perspective of a fan, I may never know quite what to expect in the franchises that we've known and loved, that we've kind of grown up around because of characters that we really saw idols in and heroes through. And because of that, that's what makes uploading these videos about Descendants of Zombies so fun every single time that you've ever had the chance to record your thoughts. I may never know what I'm going to say each time that I push record, but you know something? That's what makes being a fan of these franchises so fun, is that we don't know what's coming next, that we don't know quite what to expect, and the possibility of mermaids and sirens have never been more apparent than they are right now. So because they've never been more apparent than they are right now, I have always and forever believed that these are moments that should be cherished, that should be celebrated, and should be really celebrated together. So call up your friends, watch the original Zombies trilogy, watch the original movies in anticipation of Zombies 5, because I can guarantee you, while we may not know what the release window is looking like for Zombies 5, there is a future that has everything to do with this franchise to look forward to in that unforeseeable future, and a future that we are going to be celebrating for many years to come, because it gives us something to be excited about. And to be honest with each and every one of you, I have never felt more intrigued than I do right now. I would just like to take this moment to say thank you so much to everybody who has believed in every video that I've ever had the honor of recording, that I've ever uploaded to this YouTube channel, because you guys truly have defined the legacy of this YouTube channel as one of the greatest Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel in existence. And I have each and every one of you to thank, because you are the reason behind this YouTube channel's profound success. So with that having been said, thank you so much for having watched this video from wherever you hear my voice or from wherever you may be watching this video, because I like to believe that I have truly given you a reason to believe in these futures that have been never more apparent when it comes to Descendants and Zombies, moments that should be celebrated and never ever forgotten. Having said that, guys, thank you so much from my heart to yours for having taken a chance on these videos and having watched these videos, having made it your favorite Descendants and Zombies YouTube channel in the entire world. Thank you so much for having watched this video, because we have a future to be excited about when it comes to Descendants and Zombies, and a future that I have never been more honored to be a part of with each and every one of you. Thank you so much for having watched this video.